speed.
All right. Well, congratulations. This is so much fun. I loved it.
Thank you.
I really did. And I think maybe because I can relate to these ladies and being around the same age. But how great was it that most of the scenes were really the four of you together for a change?
It was fantastic. It was like going back in time when the series, was 4 single girls as opposed to 1 single girl and 3 married girls with babies. So I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that they were not on home turf, which was a little unsettling, and also exciting because everything was new and different.
Yeah, and also not shooting in New York City where you have the billions of fans all over you, every move that you make, wanting to see what's going on. There in Morocco, not so much. You didn't have people bombarding you all the time.
Oh, we did. Not to the extent, but there was paparazzi, and there were a lot of people in Marrakesh who know the show quite well and enjoy it. They kept calling me Samantha, so I knew something was up. But that was the thing that was shocking about it, because you think about an Arab country that would not, a Muslim country, would not embrace a show like Sex and the City. But that's why I think that we eventually came to Morocco, because I think it's much more liberal and much more open than other Arab nations. And they love Samantha, they loved the show, they got the show, they understood what we were doing. Most of our extras had never been extras before, and they were sort of fascinated but completely bored by it after a while. But it was a totally different experience.
Yeah,
Really
I can
was.
just imagine. I would think by now, Kim, that the four of you know each other so well that you're finishing each other's sentences.
Yes, in some ways we are, definitely, and sometimes we do, on and off camera. We've grown up together. This has been 14 years in our lives, and when we met, I'm 10 years older than the other girls, so they were in their early 30s, I was in my early 40s, but that seems like a lifetime ago. So much has happened. So much good has happened, I think, from the show. I think that it's encouraged women to come together again in this sort of era that we find ourselves in. And I think that it's helped redefine what being a woman is. And we still live in a man's world, but we navigate it to our advantage. We don't have to suit up and pretend we're men. We can be funny and sexy and real and smart and ambitious and brilliant in our own way, and compete with men as a woman. Yeah. And I feel that Sex and the City has really given 4 women that make up one complete woman, and that's why it's so easy to relate to what's going on for any given character.
And Michael Patrick King is such a great writer. There's so many great zingers in this. Oh my God, you have some really, really good ones. But do you ever, you get the script, and are you ever shocked, or does he take Samantha just too far, or do you just love that?
I felt that very much in the series, when we were doing the series, that Michael was asking things specifically of my character that I had no idea how to do it, because it had never been done before. And I think the closest role model that I had would probably be Madeline Kahn, in the Frankenstein movie that she did with Gene Wilder. But that was kind of it, of this kind of comedy. Since Sex and the City, I mean, there's been a lot of teen comedies, but those are more male-oriented, not female-oriented. So this was all new territory and very, very exciting. But there was also a feeling of, have we gone too far? I mean, is Funky Spunk too far? Is, taking cancer and making it funny, is that going too far? Is breast cancer too far? All of these questions, but I think we navigated it pretty well. And I think what came out of it was humanity. Instead of preachiness or movie of the week sadness, overwroughtness, what you saw was characters dealing with it in a much more realistic way, but also pumping and plumbing the humor that could be made from something like that, with this, especially this character.
Very relatable.
Very relatable. Yeah.
All, as you say, all 4 of them, and I love the fact that they're not pretending they're 25, 35 again.
Why? Who cares about 25? I'm bored with 25. It's like a young wine. I hate Beaujolais. I don't want to drink it. I think it tastes terrible. I want a nice, full-body wine.
Right, but what's wrong with embracing your age? And also, so what if you spend the night in with your husband, or so what if you're hanging with your kids and you're frustrated? That's real stuff.
That's right. You said it, sister.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Okay, now there's a lot of fun stuff in the film too, not just some. Let's talk about camel riding. Is there a special art to that, Kim?
There seems to be, and I have not conquered it. The camel that Sarah and I were on wanted to go up and down a lot. And as I said earlier, they don't call it the ship of the desert for nothing. And we were in the turbulence. We were just going up and down all the time, sometimes in the middle of the scene. And of course, and then there was bathroom breaks and then occasional spitting and of course the smell. And then the heat. But we did it. And now I can say I have crossed the Sahara on a camel.
Very cool, like where
Very
they shot
cool.
Lawrence of Arabia.
I know. It's something you put on your CV, isn't it?
I would think so, yeah, for sure. Okay, karaoke. Are you a karaoke kind of gal?
Not at all. Not at all. But I love to sing, and I loved going into the recording studio. I mean, it's like a fantasy. It's a girl's fantasy. This whole job is like a girl's fantasy. You get to dress up and do crazy things that you would never do in your wildest dreams. And it's just been so much fun. So the karaoke was, we went to a recording studio with these amazing producers that produce like Alicia Keys and the likes of that. And we sang all together, and then individually we did the track. And now I'm a recording artist.
You know, keep thinking about it. We have some good recording studios in Canada, as you know. So, you know.
Yes, I do.
Very quickly. I'm hoping, seriously, on a personal level, that there will be a Sex and the City 3. You know, I'm sure he's got some things going on. But when it's all said and done, all things come to an end. Good things come to an end. Will you be sad to say goodbye to Samantha?
Oh, yes, I definitely will. I mean, she has changed my life irrevocably and in such a positive way. And not just mine, so many people. I think all 4 characters have. And I think we've brought post-feminism even further along than it was 15 years ago when we started this, in such a positive way. And I think it's given a lot of women a lot of encouragement to do more with their lives, and also to make friendship, you know, a priority, female friendship. Because when women get together, you know, amazing things happen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be on a big world level. It can be just on a very personal one-to-one level. And we need that. And a lot of us, when we get married and we have kids, we leave that behind. And I think shows like Sex and the City and the series definitely brought women back together. Yeah. And I think that's a very powerful thing.
Yeah, that's great. Well, great job. Always lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Real pleasure.
Have a good day.
I will. You too.